Hello everybody, welcome to the latest edition of Yorkie 3 Stripe, and today I'm going to do a review of, well, what's now an iconic runner by Adidas. I'm not doing a Spezial video today. I'm covering two what I would call classic Adidas trainers. One I've already had in my collection in the past, which I've just rebought again, but this pair I'm going to do a review on first. I've never owned. I've always wanted to. An opportunity came up to buy a pair of these. They've seen better days. They needed some TLC. Anybody who has me on the social media, on Instagram, I go under Yorkie 3 Stripe. If anybody wants to give us a follow on there, I'll give you a follow back. But I was waxing lyrical about them a couple of weeks ago when I got them back. Pardon the pun. You'll see what I mean in a minute when you see them. But these, I'm delighted with the actual final outcome of these because they're an absolute grail for me. It's a collaboration, Adidas with Barbour, the famous UK brand who are of course known for the wax jackets. This was run in conjunction with a jacket as well, which came out at the time. I wasn't interested in the jacket. These are a pair of trainers that I've actually only really become aware of in the last few years. I don't remember these coming out in 2014. I'll be honest, I wasn't big on collecting back then. But I'm certainly going back now to, I sold, well, basically, people who don't know, I had quite an extensive Adidas trainer collection. And I sold them in 2017, 2018. But I'm wanting to buy a lot of the the big hitters and the rare ones back. It's going to be a bit of a rabbit hole. It's going to be quite hard to do, but I'm determined to get as many as I can. But it's not going to happen overnight, so I need to be patient as well and put my faith in a lot of people who I know in the game as well, the Adidas trainer game, and hopefully they might pull some rabbit out of hats for us. But this was one I didn't have, but I certainly wanted it. But obviously not for the 10 years it's been out. So it came out in end of 2014, November 14, and that is the TS Runner. Now it's a reissue of the Trail Runner. Not a reissue, but it's certainly based on that. As you can see there, it retailed at 130 back in 2014, which was quite, well, it was a lot of money. It was expensive, but these were a limited release. I don't know, somebody can maybe put the comment underneath if they know how little there were released. I don't know if it was 1,000. It certainly wasn't 500 like, say, the Hardwick. But I don't know how low it was. If somebody knows, I'd love to know. But they were limited. As you can see there, you've got the dual branding on the box. I love the box. You've got the dual branding on the paper inside. And there we go. The Adidas Barbour TS Runner. It really is a striking shoe, I think. You've got the dual branding on the tongue there. Can you see? The tongue is a waxed cotton tongue. It's got the synthetic lining inside, which is lovely. It's got the aged leather, tan leather here. What I'll do is I'm showing you the trainer now as it is, but I'll tell you what's been done to it since I bought them. It's got the Dellinger web, synonymous with, of course, a lot of Adidas runners, especially the more recent Adidas Spezial runners, the silver birch being one. And it's also got the EVA outsole unit there, which gives it that real sort of industrial hard-wearing look. And it's got the trail sole underneath. It really is bomb-proof. I would say these are bomb-proof. And they're just they've become in time a really iconic shoe, runner, trainer, whatever you want to call them. Over the last 10 years, they've grown and grown in popularity. So the story is how I've got them to this stage. These are a 10, by the way. Sizing wise, I find them all right. I'll be honest, a 9.5 would probably fit better. But for these, a pair of thick socks, and these are fine. A lot of people go half down. Some people go size down. I don't think a 9 would be good for me. I mean, 10 I'm happy with. Perfect world, maybe a 9.5, but I can wear them. They're fine. So I'll put the box over there, and I'll tell you what's happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened and how we acquired them. I was on one of the Facebook auction pages. I can't remember the name of it, but they were on auction. I bid £160 for them, which might seem a lot. Well, it doesn't seem a lot, I suppose, when you think they were 130 10 years ago, but they weren't in this condition. The leather was really, really dry and worn. The tongue was really light and faded, as had the lining inside. The laces were shot. So these are the wax laces that come with the TS Runner. But if I thought the main thing, and I've seen this a lot with the TS Runners, the main thing, and any trainer really, the webbing goes. Now that's a bit of a bugger to replace, and it would be quite expensive. But the webbing was perfect on both. The soles, you can see, are like new. They've never really been worn a great deal, and the seller sort of confirmed that. But what he did say is he'd just disowned them. He'd not really looked after them. So the leather needed a treatment, and it needed a wax on them. The Barbour wax you can get the mink oil as well, I think it is. The laces needed restoring. The laces were pretty shot, and the tongue needed a re-dye. Now that was the thing I wasn't sure about. I mean, I could treat them. I could put the Barbour leather on. Sorry, the treatment, the wax. But I thought I could get all this done with a guy called David Mills. Now, I don't know if you've seen one of my other videos a few months ago, where I sent a pair of Adidas Spezial Tobacco Supers, and he stripped the suede and he basically waxed them, and the end result was fantastic. And it's in one of my videos a few months ago if you want to see that. And that was David down in Barnsley. So I thought, right, I'll ask him what can he do, what he can do. So he did the dye, the lace restoration, the treatment, and the waxing for 30 quid. I thought for that price, by the time I've bought the wax and the treatment, and had a go at this, and he's done this so many times before on trainers, and he's even done restorations on this particular runner as well, I thought it's a no-brainer. So he's done all that, and I'm delighted with the end result. The re-dyes made a real big difference. That's brought them back to life. They pop. That black tongue with the dual symbol. The laces are still the originals. If I'm honest, I want to get another pair. They're not perfect, but he's made the best of them, to his credit. And I fully recommend David Mills Customs. He's on Facebook and he's on Instagram as well. So yeah, just a wonderful shoe. These cost me 160, £30 to David to restore them. So they've cost me £190, so less than £200. The original box, still with the tissue paper as well. And as I say, soles like new, the webbing, the Dellinger web perfect, the sole, the EV sole, EV outsole, everything's great. They've got a bit of wear, so they've softened up a bit, as you can see, because they're quite stiff when they're new. Now a pair of these now go on eBay averaging, you don't see them a lot because they were a limited release, but these are averaging between £400 and £500 each. I've seen brand new tag pairs go for 700. So for me to get that less than £200 as they are is fantastic. And just right place, right time. Obviously knowing somebody who knows what they're doing as well. And he's a magician, David, with his restorations. And I won't hesitate in using him again. So that is a really great addition. 10 years old. And if you can get a pair in half good condition, as long as the soles are good and as long as the webbing's decent, the rest you can restore. So that's something I'm certainly going to look at in future when I'm maybe looking at certain trainers. You know, don't rule them out. The leather, as long as the leather's intact, that can get restored. and I'm delighted. Sizing, as I say, probably half a down for most people, but I'm happy with those 10s. I must be a big 10. Sorry, I must be a small 10, because 9.5. Sorry, no, that doesn't make sense. I must be a big 10, because they're all right. So silver birch, I know I go to 10.5, because they're quite small fitting. And there's a couple of other Spezial runners. Anyway, I'm not talking about Spezial today, even though it's emblazoned across my chest. This is about Adidas. So that was a fantastic addition. And as I say, I've got lots of Spezial trainers behind me, but I want to also start getting more Adidas. I mean, you can see more. There's Adidas on that top left. There's a McVickers, which I got last year back. Got the Island series. But you can see there's another gap there. There's two gaps there. Obviously, these were the top gap there. But the other gap behind me was another pair that I used to have. And I've bought back. I've actually got two pairs. Long story. So I'm going to be selling another pair on. But the Stockholm 08s. One of my favourite flats back in the day. 16 years old now. The suede on these is absolutely beautiful. If you've got them, you'll know exactly what I mean. Everything's intact. The sole's absolutely superb. That dimpled tongue. I'm not a big flat wearer now, but there's some I just really, really love and want back in my collection. The Stockholm 08s and the Dublin 08s I'm trying to get again. The quality is so much better. These got reissued in 2014. People know what I mean when I say it was like wearing razor blades. They were so uncomfortable. As soon as I got them, I tried them on and I moved them on. I hated them. Just the sole wasn't as nice either. I like that thin, more the thin see-through sole, the gum sole there. You can actually see the stripe continuing there. Just the heel tab as well, embossed on. Just a much better, the difference in quality between the 08 Stockholm and the 14 Stockholm is huge. They don't make them like that anymore. They do now and again. The Barley was a good release this year. The ZX 600, which everyone's looking forward to, the reissue of the 2016 600. Looking forward to that. That's coming out this Saturday. Not a size exclusive. I know Consortium are doing them, and maybe someone else, I can't think. So I'll certainly be trying to get a pair of those. But yeah, listen, the reissues aren't what they used to be. They certainly aren't the quality of these. So I had to get a pair of the 08 Stockholms, and I'm delighted with those. And they are a nice trainer for maybe going out on a night in the summer, maybe when you're on holiday and you're nipping down to the bar, and you're going for a meal or just a little wander. They're fine. But for me, long hours in these aren't recommended. A few hours on your feet, great, with a pair of shorts in the summer, but I wouldn't be doing a 12-hour shift in them, put it that way. So that's another pair that I've got back, and absolutely beautiful. And I'd forgotten, as I say, how good the suede was on the 08s. And as I say, I'm looking for the Dublin 08s now as well, and amongst others. So I'll be doing, hopefully, more videos of Adidas Grails, you know, some of the classics that have come out over the last 15, 20 years, which I've had in the past, which I'm getting back again. And hopefully I'll be doing a few more of these over the next few weeks and months. Just getting away from Spezial a bit as well. It's all Adidas. We all love Adidas, not just Spezial. I've got a couple more bits coming from there. Can't do one without. There we go. A nice can, a kind fan of the channel gave me to say thank you for doing videos. So that's lovely when things like that happen. So thank you very much. I won't be opening it though. As much as I like IPA, I'll stick to Lendl's because that one will stay fastened. So another nice bit of memorabilia. So there we go. That's my video. The TS runners, Adidas Barbour, amazing quality. Highly recommend if you can get them. And if you don't have £500-600 spare to buy your brand new tag pair, keep an eye out. You can get these restored, £30, and the Stockholm 08s. So there we go. Thank you for everyone who is subscribing to the channel, supporting the channel, liking, commenting. Can't thank you enough. And as long as people want the videos, I'll keep making them. And as I say, more to come soon. And hopefully everyone's enjoying the summer. It's coming. I think the sun's coming. I think it's meant to be a week on Wednesday, but anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next time, cheerio.